Unbelievable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies. And we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies. And any America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
What you want, what you want, what you want me to do? Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Feminist Cops is filmed on location with the brave, strong women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
One officer down, corner 68, requesting backup. Going to perform a tactical relay. Second.
Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Click Rumble Premium and join now for $99 annually or $9.99 a month to get the entirely ad-free experience and exclusive content from Louder with Crowder, Nick DiPaolo, Mr. Guns and Gear, Donald Trump Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle, and an ever-expanding roster of content, creators, and free speech. Oh, glad to be with you. That's the settling in sip. The settling in sip because, it's a new day in America. By the way, I don't know if you know this. The thing that was a lot of people were saying, it's darkest before the dawn. I don't know, but it's also darkest before you die hopelessly. So it could have gone either way.
Happy Monday.
But it's dawn now. So that's nice. So today,
didn't die.
And if you missed Friday's show, it's a weekday show, 10 a.m. Eastern, including Fridays if you're a Rumble Premium member.
Yeah.
One of the funnest shows we'd ever done. There was some decompression. Everyone was tired. Nick DiPaolo, Josh Firestein, Gay William was there, and there was a lot of leftover material we didn't get to use on election night.
And snakes.
Well, you were there. I know you were there. There's nothing special. You're always there.
That's true.
You know,
didn't,
it's
you
like-
didn't say you were there either.
No. It's like you eat your chicken. We eat,
Right.
you eat chicken most nights
Right.
because, it's serviceable and you can dress it up. And then every now and then, though, you want a steak.
How did you get my vows for my wedding?
Yes.
You're always there.
Yeah.
What
And
can
my-
I say?
Chicken.
And my side piece is lobster. Little surf and turf. All right. So we're going to talk about quite a bit today. Donald Trump named his border czar. That's a lot of fun. The 4B movement is women not sleeping with men now in protest. Don't worry, it's not the women you want to sleep with. And I don't know if you know this, but some results are already in from Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, even South
Middle
Korea,
East.
Middle East.
Yeah.
Just Donald Trump's victory has changed the tenor and tone. Let's set the tone, boys. So let me ask you this. What's been the biggest surprise to you in what has happened so quickly since the election? Did you expect this? Also, what's your biggest dating red flag? Because we'll get to the 4B movement. And at some point, I guarantee you will see this today. Just going over to Rumble
What are you
because
doing
there's
on
no reason to
YouTube?
watch on
The
YouTube.
board.
Captain Morgan, CEO. Now, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Get some sleep this weekend?
Yeah, this was very much a recovery weekend.
Yes, it was.
What a week.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I did. I finally got my clock kind of reset.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, and by that I mean I woke up screaming in abject terror. But I get night terrors.
Did you crap yourself again?
And when you hear this, and you love him.
Well,
Sunday, December 1st, he's going to be the Avenue Tattoo Studio in Lawton, Oklahoma. Josh Firestein, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Feeling good. I'm not going to bring up anything from your past because we don't live there anymore.
Very recent past.
Yeah.
Very recent stomach flu from hell past. I did the
didn't
election night. I
expose
was
it.
hooked up to an IV mere hours before.
Yes.
Thank you.
I thought you were
You
taking,
didn't expose it?
You did it. You told people already.
No, I did not.
Yes,
No,
you
you
did.
No, I did not. That's because you're
Oh
old and you have
my.
dementia.
Nope. He
Chat.
didn't bring it up, Gerald.
You
Hey,
did
by the
bring it
way,
up.
you know what? You want to do something with this? Today is Veterans Day. Today is Veterans Day, and I'm sure they have embarrassing moments. You want to try and trot that out, Gerald? Don't.
Yeah,
I
come
wouldn't
on.
do that. Why would I do that?
So we acknowledge and honor a lot of veterans, like Korean War vet Tibor Rubin. Just to give you an idea, this man was a Hungarian Holocaust survivor. Immigrated to the United States in 1948. He volunteered to fight in the Korean War. He was captured with his unit, refused repatriation to Hungary, and he kept 40 men alive in that POW camp. So
Hell
whenever
yeah.
you think your life is tough, thank you to all the veterans out there. And thank you, Josh, too, as well. I know you don't like thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Well, no hero. That guy saved some lives.
Well,
I saved spaghetti.
although that being said, I prefer my soldiers not captured. So,
I mean, I do too.
I
I,
do,
wouldn't
yeah.
say that. It's pretty messed up.
it's almost like they teach you in the military how to avoid being
Yeah.
captured.
There's a whole school dedicated to it.
It's preferable.
Crazy. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's guaranteed. Let's go to this. This is a lot of fun here. So Donald Trump is starting to name his cabinet. Okay. And I don't know if you have a favorite. You can comment below if you have a favorite pick thus far. But he's named Tom Homan as the new border czar. He announced it on Truth
Oh, yeah.
Social. And we're going to get to some clips here. And here is what I am most happy about. The change of the tone. Not only does the left not think that Donald Trump is Hitler, we'll get to that too, but the change in tone where people on the right, remember I've always said, let your freak flag fly? That's what you're seeing with some of these picks.
Oh, yeah.
This is not dreamers and no, we're going to start deporting
You'll hear
immediately.
this guy and be like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the guy."
We have some highlights, but Trump announced it. President Trump. I've never stopped calling him president, on his Truth Social. I am pleased to announce that the former ICE director and stalwart on border control, Tom Homan, that's his name, Tom Homan, great name, will be joining the Trump administration in charge of our nation's borders. The borders are, quotes, you know what I'm saying? Including, but not limited to, the southern border, the northern border, all maritime and aviation security. Tom Homan will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin. Shitholes, as they're. Congratulations to Tom. I have no doubt he'll do a fantastic long-awaited job. Okay, here he is, Tom Homan, where he said that illegal families, to give you an idea how this man is not playing, they shouldn't be separated. It's compassionate. They should simply be deported together.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
His eyes, dude. The way his eyes look like, she's not going to like this.
Yeah, she's not gonna like this, but I don't care.
It's exactly this thing. He's like, well, all right.
Yeah, it's like in his face, you could see his answer just going like, yes. There is a way.
Great.
Here's another one. For those of you who've forgotten, this is the man who ran absolute circles around AOC. And you, by the way, there was a hearing on illegal immigration, and you can see the moment where she doesn't like it, but there's a part of her that wants him to figuratively ravage her. Like,
This is what a man looks like.
Here's the clip.
I recommend a zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York, I arrested a father for domestic violence. I pray that.
Mr. Coleman, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United
There it
States
is.
made that
That's so
clear.
good.
Okay.
Stop. I do believe I'm getting flustered.
Where did I put my notes?
Where did
I had something to say about this giant.
I can't keep track. I should be disgusted with your attitude, but I find myself expectantly aroused. Now,
Expectedly.
you know what it is? He was already sick of this before. This is the attitude
yeah.
you should have. You're
Oh,
sick
yeah.
of it. The trans in sports? No. Go back to change my mind in 2016, 2017. We're like, no, I don't think that men should compete in women's sports. I still think you're a man.
When you see that clip and you think about the clip before that with his eyes, you're like, oh, I get it. He's
Yeah.
been asked this question so many times. Oh, you're separating families, separating. Ugh. Keep them together then.
It's like, all right, let's
Send them off.
deport them.
Yeah.
They're not breaking the law. Here's the law. And they broke it. Out.
I like how he came with the code.
Yeah, it
He
did.
came, like he had memorized. Like clearly, she's like, I'm not gonna get anything past this guy.
And you know what he does that no one expected? He answers and then removes himself from the microphone and just goes back to his paper.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't need all of my time.
This is a waste
This
of
is
time.
pretty easy.
I can take care of this real simply.
He's got a few tricks up his sleeve, by the way,
Yes,
from,
yeah.
from when he was head of ICE. So he does have a background. Yup.
What?
They do like
Not fair. That's
Get in.
so this
I love
man
ice cream.
So, and here's the thing. Look, we're not just, of course, it's fun to take a victory lap, but it's pretty simple. A lot of times you'll have people, and this is where we were too. We were in the culture of Donald Trump has no experience, which is no longer valid, but they ought to say he has no experience. He doesn't know how to do this. He doesn't understand the complex inner workings of what complexities do you need to understand that people are here illegally. They've broken the law. You're anywhere from 10 to 15 million people at this point, and they have to go. That's it. Whatever it takes to make sure that they go. Well, that's because of hate. No, but let's assume so. Be that as it may, these people have to go. It's not tenable. That's it. You don't need to be able to play politics. You don't need to be able to grease palms. You don't need to schmooze and cocktail party with people in DC. You don't need to. That's the era we're entering. And isn't that great? Here, let me give you some really clear examples how the Trump administration can deport estimate 18 million illegals right now in the country. Let's start with step one. Deport the over 20% of federal prisoners who are here illegally. They're illegal aliens in federal prisons. 20% of federal prisoners are illegal aliens. Okay? In 2023 alone, 33.7 of federal prisoners who were sentenced were illegal aliens. Start with them. Okay? Start with them. Then deport any and all illegal aliens detained at the state and local level. They're gone, the ones who we currently have who are detained. And then you begin searching for and deporting the ones who've come in the last 3 years, because that number is anywhere from 12 to 20 million. Let's round it, call it 15, 18 million. There you go. Boom. Start with that. Before we get to anchor babies, before we get to visa overstays, that's what you start with. Is that common ground? When people said that mass deportation is Hitler-esque, genuinely comment below. Get rid of people in federal prisons, get rid of the people who are currently detained, likely for additional crimes, and then get rid of the people who came here in the last 3 years. It's the easiest transition for them to make as opposed to people who've been here for 10 or 20. Right? Done.
And it's a really simple process. And if they stick to that, it will work. Here's what the left is trying to do. They're trying to muddy the waters now and say it's going to cost $88 billion to deport 1 million illegals per year. And he got asked with this question. He's like, well, what price would you put on national security? Is it worth it to you? He, in a 60 Minutes interview, that was the other question that he was asked. And he's like, he's flying right into the face.
Here's my answer.
He absolutely should.
88 billion? Is that all? It costs the American taxpayer $150 billion
Annually.
a year. And I know this because when I used to do Build the Wall, Change My Mind, it was $116 billion. I believe it was from the Congressional Budget Office. Now it's $150 billion a year. $88 billion, a one-time payment. That's pretty. It's almost like the lottery. It's like you can pay you can take your lump sum, $88 billion, and solve the country right now, or you can pay $150 billion for multiple years, in which case you get screwed year after year after year. The point is, just take the lump sum, you pay it, $88 billion, and hey, we're back to America.
They also fail to say which budget that's coming out of.
Right.
Like when it comes out, when the $88 billion, that's the cost to deport, that's coming out of that budget. It's coming out of the immigration budget. Right. The other money is coming out of other services budget, other social services or other, programs. It's coming from a different, they say $88 billion to make it sound like it's a huge number, but that's the number that's already allocated to them.
Right.
That they're not using to deport. They're using it for other bull crap.
You get to process them, using it to assist them. It's like, hey, what are you using your money for?
Someone's job.
Now. And isn't it wonderful? We can have these conversations right now. And the left has to shut the hell up. There's nothing they can do about it. They can't say that you're Hitler anymore because there's a mandate of the masses, including on deportation. Hey, that's what I am so happy about here. Not about an office, not just about the Senate, about the cultural shift. You don't need to be afraid anymore. You know why? Because Donald Trump, believe it or not, won Hispanics. Remember when you were afraid because you're like, oh, I don't want to be jumped by a bunch of Hispanics? They'll probably be jumping you to put a MAGA hat on your head.
I just pictured that after school special in my head all in 5 seconds.
No, we should shoot it. By the way, this is a big announcement we made on election night. Mug Club is now Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is Mug Club. You can join. You can click that button right there. You get the ad-free experience on Rumble. You get all the additional content, 100% more show. You get the Friday show. You get Nick DiPaolo, Mr. Guns and Gear. You get Donald Trump Jr. You get access to everything that is behind the once paywall of Rumble Premium and ad-free. It's the best value on the internet, period. Hey, you wanted a competitor? You wanted someone to start building up the infrastructure outside of YouTube? There you go. $99 annually or $9.99 a month. Give it a shot. And we are still, like we said, the OG mug is retired, but we're coming up with a new one here as for Rumble Premium because you're still in the club.
Yeah,
still in the Mug Club.
And if we have some left, we may kind of put them, make them available for Mug Club members so that they can get a replacement, or something like that too. Okay, so we'll do that.
Hey, you want to move on to? I saw you had a note there.
No, we're good.
You want to move on to the 4B movement?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
4B.
Bitches.
Oh, that's not one of the B's. That'd be the 5B.
It would be the B.
Come on.
For people who don't know, 4B. And I will say, have you noticed, you can comment below, this is a conversation today, it's fun. Have you noticed that they've been remarkably silent, the left? I mean, I know there was that protest in Chicago. There's going to be some more, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty hard to do when it has been a shellacking from the popular vote. I really do think they're a little bit afraid. That was that last shred of dignity the left had left, saying, well, we're representing the vote, not the Electoral College, but the people. They represent nobody at this point. And so it's pretty well acknowledged universally that if there is a summer of love or those kinds of protests and riots, that's terrorism against you. I think it's a big reason as to why they're quiet. But the 4B movement, there are still people on TikTok and in the places that aren't the real world where they're no longer going to sleep with men and they may divorce men. So because Donald Trump won, you have liberal women who are now swearing off men and some of them shaving their heads. I don't know how we'll live with it. There's a little more to this, but first, let's have a laugh.
I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men.
Oh.
She just said with men.
2 cats.
Those on audio, broke up with Republican boyfriend and joining 4B.
I know I'll get back at men. A shot of my cleavage.
Women, fucking stop dating men. Stop having sex with men.
Nobody's
Stop
dating
talking to men. Divorce your husbands. Leave your fucking boyfriends. Leave them. They don't give a shit about.
Only if she didn't cuddle under her arms.
Good luck getting laid.
Good luck with those
especially in Florida.
eyebrows.
because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan.
Ah, yes, Florida. Good luck finding a suitable mate among Trump's massive Cuban American and Brazilian American electorate. Consolation prize much? Swing. And by the way, those women in Florida, they're going to see it as a point to make to take the men who you leave behind. Do you have any idea how happy they're going to be to put a smile on these men's faces?
A lot of passport bros.
lot of passport bros.
They're coming to us.
All you're doing, look, you're not hurting anybody. You're just hurting yourself into becoming an old cat lady. No one cares. This is the dilute. These are the women who've been deranged from this so much. Think about it. Imagine some of these women woke up screaming that they can only abort their baby in 47 states. And it's worse on Reddit feminism. Please do go there. It's a lot of fun if you're looking to kill some time. Here's someone, they wrote, they thought we were divided before. They thought we were radical before. They thought we made their lives harder before. And they really think we're going to just shrug like, oh, shucks, we lost. Oh, well, try again in 2028. They have no effing clue what they just did. Women will have our own Project 2025, one where we become warriors.
Okay.
For the first time ever. Yes. Hold on a second. I don't know if you know this, but typically warriors historically have reaped the spoils of war, which sometimes includes sex slaves. You don't become a warrior by being physically weaker and not sleeping with the so-called enemy. If anything, you should sleep with men, trick them, and then subjugate them. You know, like women have done since the beginning of time with marriage. But now what you're doing is losing all of your leverage. Wait till they see wait till they see. With what there are other women out there, most women who will sleep with them, who aren't us, they're more attractive. Well, that stands to reason. Here's another one.
You know what? At least they're solving their own abortion problem. That's what I love. No need for abortions if I can't have one.
And by the way, just to you women out there, you're not going to do it either because unfortunately you've tied up too much of your value and self-worth in being a sexually liberated woman. Checkmate. You suck. Here's another one. Someone wrote, can we join even if we're already married to a progressive man who voted Kamala? Because I fully support this. Yes, we have a picture of the husband of said poster in question. Yep, that makes sense. And finally, this one on Reddit, I swear to you. Get a gun and learn how to use it.
Well, yes.
We've been saying that for years.
Yeah, the problem is all the other women who are still going to enjoy the fruits of sex with their loved ones have been using their guns for decades. You're going to have to make up for lost time, and I'm pretty sure you suck at it. There's no way this ends well for you.
No.
Best case scenario, these women don't think it through. Feminists don't think anything through. Best case scenario, you have a sexless 4 years, and in 2028, you maybe rebalance the House or gain some seats in the Senate, and nothing changes on abortion. It's still left to the states.
And all the men are with hot Latinos.
Yes, they're all Latinas.
Sorry.
Well,
Latinas.
Wow.
Well,
Depends.
for Gerald, it's Latino.
Guys, I'm gay. Stop it.
Black ladies have been complaining that
Latinas.
white women are stealing their men.
there you go.
Yeah.
You know, black ladies must be loving this. They go, damn, good. These dumb white bitches. I didn't see a single non-white chick saying that. They're going to these dumb white bitches. Fine. Send our men back to us. Thank you. We know how to take care of them.
Good Lord. And by the way, just for people who don't know the historical context here, they've, and it's not that long in history, but they co-opted the 4B feminist movement from South Korea. That's where it started.
Oh, nice.
P is in Korean, and it's actually a Chinese character for saying not to do.
Right.
So 4B means females do not want to have sex. They do not want to date Korean men. They do not want to marry, and they do not want to give birth.
Possibly radical feminist groups?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
The good news in those countries, it's easier to dress up a guy like a chick, and you don't know the difference.
Sure.
But the 4B movement in South Korea, these are the tenets of it. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Bihong, no marriage. Bichulsan, no childbearing. Beanai, no dating. Sexu, no sex. I'm trying to respect the culture. I have no idea. Lady Friend's gonna be very mad. Here's the thing. We have. Oh wait, hold on a second. The results are in.
Yes.
It sucks. Korea now has the lowest birth rate in the world. They're going to have a 30% drop in population over the next 50 years.
And angry men everywhere.
Yes. I mean, look, you can only make up for it with so much K-pop. And in America, I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed that this has not been removed. I'm still amazed that this has not been removed. Some women have taken it even further, and Aqua Tofana was a poison. They've now gone with the Mott Gob movement. They're trying to make it a thing. It's not really a thing, but these desperate women think it's a thing.
Never gonna happen, sweetie. Your body, our choice.
Now, I don't know why this is allowed on social, right? It was, this whole thing was invented in the 17th century by Giulia Tofana. It's Aqua Tofana is like a crazy poison, and it was used in Italy by some wives to kill their husbands to get out of those marriages. Wow. So look, I mean, I don't think it's all that funny. I think it's lazy. But hey, how is it? Can you comment? You think this should still be allowed, considering it's a movement on social? Is it just satire?
I joked about killing British police, and they removed me.
That's right.
Yeah. All because we told them we couldn't kill kids.
I know.
I'm a little confused.
Right,
too. Like,
yeah.
wouldn't they have married like these super beta males in the first place? If they married somebody who was more of like this, tough, brawny guy who, votes Republican, you married him because you liked those qualities about him. Now, well, what changed? You're going to kill your husband?
I mean,
I don't get it.
No, I want a strong man who's also a pussy.
Yes.
Well,
that's what they want. Well, here's the thing, though, too. This is also why the feminist movement, we're joking about it, and it's funny because they're incredibly ineffective. It doesn't change the fact that it's evil. It stems from evil, telling people to divorce their husbands, telling people to destroy their families, telling people to take fathers away from their children, telling people to destroy society by tearing at the fabric of Western civilization, the nuclear family, all because you voted with your pussy, pardon my language, all because you want to be able to abort up until and including birth, period. That's evil. Let's be really, really clear here. We had two worlds that we were looking at if you looked at the platforms of Donald Trump and the Republican Party, okay? The one world, my right, your left, I'm going right here, was, okay, now because of the decision after Roe v. Wade, what we have with Dodd is this is going back to the states, and they can set their laws. We have 47 states where we have abortion. And by the way, you have many states where we have abortion all the way up until the 9th month. That's still a thing. And you have some states that have created heartbeat bills, right? That was one world. Okay. The other world, if you look at the platform, was abortion all the way to and including birth, period, through federal mandate and no autonomy with the states.
Yeah.
Those were the two worlds. Because these women get that world, they're going to continue to destroy this country. And by the way, for children, let's be clear. If a feminist in 2024, 2025 ever says, what about the children? You can just go, shh, sweetheart. It's very effective. I suggest you try it because they don't care.
Also, men, if you ever get brought tea right now, say you first.
Yes.
They're gonna be up in your comments.
I don't even care if it's at Starbucks and a feminist makes your coffee, like you just do you first.
Oh, yeah. No, I will not accept service from anyone with a septum ring.
It's hard to tell if the feminist barista is a barista or a baristo.
I know. A's and O's, you get them mixed up sometimes.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Either way, they're really mean to me in the drive-thru.
Well, that's because it's not, they're mad if they're father.
No, it must not be a character flaw.
Well, here's the thing. I highly recommend that feminists out there, while you do this 4B, please continue using Latinx.
Do you think that
love it?
Do you think that North Korea has their own 4B?
The
no food, no friends, no family.
Well, pretty much everyone. Yes, exactly.
No oxygen,
no escape, those kind of things.
There's one self-righteous feminist in North Korea. I'm going on hunger strike.
You're just poor.
You're already on one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is the whole town. Okay.
Her husband's like, best wife ever. More for me. So, like we're talking about, the mask is off. Turns out, I was seeing what they were saying on CNN.
Yeah.
It turns out the left didn't actually believe. Remember we were told that Donald Trump was Hitler? Remember we were told that Donald Trump was going to be a dictator?
Yep.
Well, it turns out now they don't actually believe that. I don't know about you, and really, if you can comment, I've been watching the news program, especially Sunday. It almost felt like we went back to Bush Senior, Clinton. It almost felt like Clinton Dole. I'm going, well, now, hold on a second. What about all the rhetoric of people in internment camps? What about all the rhetoric of Hitler? They're just talking about the electoral map and strategy from Democrats. It's just gone back. They want it to go back to politics as usual, as though they didn't label well over half the country fascist dictator supporters. Have you noticed that? Comment below. That's what I've seen. And I think it's just because there's no good way for them to handle what they said and what they did. And you can't let them forget. For those of you who may not remember, here's a montage of how many times we heard about Donald Trump just in the last few days of the campaign. He'd be a dictator.
He said his first day he wants to be a dictator.
Donald Trump makes it clear. He wants all that power to come to him. He wants to be a dictator.
You've got Donald Trump, who is only about himself, who is a convicted felon many times over, who acts like a wannabe tyrant and dictator.
Abuser, the rapist, the dictator, and the misogynist. I can go on and on. That is Donald Trump.
He wants to be a dictator, but just on day one.
He said he'd be a dictator on day one.
And he said that he would be a dictator on day one.
What was that weird top hat and neck scarf?
I think that was Friday Adams.
Yes.
You know, down there by Debo. And, yeah, there we go. Now with Craig and Debo, she's breaking up the fight, you know?
It's like boy, girl, they, George.
It's like Jada Blackett. Looks like the new Quaker model. Yeah. They're like, we took Aunt Jemima, now you can have Quaker. What does a Quaker mean? Oh, shit.
And so but this one is, dictator. Here we are now, where even Charlemagne, the God, they've all changed their rhetoric, a much friendlier tone with Donald Trump.
Don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist? And I would think that, you know, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
He's the most powerful man in the world now.
Well, it just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe, or how much of it was just politics.
Do you wonder?
It's pretty clear that the American people want Democrats and Republicans to work together.
You know, as somebody who cares about this country, I'm hopeful that we will enter a period of bipartisan, effective working together.
And we're going to have to work together.
I hope we can get back to some modicum of sanity and bipartisanship.
Look, I think that the Democrats and the Republicans are going to have to figure out a way to work together.
Now, I don't know if you know this. That's not how you behave when a real dictator ascends to power. Let me give you some examples for those of you who may not be history buffs. Like, I don't know, like the Soviet Union, okay? When Stalin gave a speech, people clapped for 11 minutes. And no one wanted to be the first person to stop clapping because said first person was put in prison for 10 years. The first person who stopped clapping at Stalin's speech got 10 years in prison. And for reference, it was this guy. So really, it's just not.
Wow.
He got the short end.
How's he gonna? I mean, he can't even clap. The poor guy's got a hook.
Well, he stopped.
Wow.
Please. I can't do it. Please. Please. No. I don't hear enough one hook clapping.
That's insane. That was real. The guy got freaking sent.
The guy got sent to prison for 10 years for being the first one to stop clapping.
He got a year for every minute he didn't clap.
I know.
It's like when your coach used to make you do wall squats, and whoever lost first instead of push-ups, you are raped in a gulag for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
That's not. He might have been doing the raping.
He could be. I don't know. Hook comes in handy.
Yeah. Andy, hey, that's a nice one.
Cuba. Let's go to Cuba. A man who criticized Fidel Castro after Fidel Castro died, he received 3 years in jail.
What?
China. This isn't even that long ago. Xi Jinping. He just disappeared. The billionaire who founded Alibaba. Remember Jack Ma? For 3 months after he criticized the government. Think about that. A billionaire. It's kind of like, you know, the, I guess, lesser part of the world. Yeah, lesser part of the world. Amazon, Alibaba, for those of you who don't really know. Billionaire. Guy who founded it. Gone.
I'm sure he's willing to talk about where he went.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
North Korea.
Corrected.
Man was executed for distributing K-pop. They get some things right.
Well, right. Yeah.
And then, by the way, going back to the clapping, when Kim Jong-il died, and I actually got in trouble, reprimanded on Fox News. I said the entire nation deserves a Razzie Award. The public grief that had to take place, because if you did not show grief, of course, you also would disappear. For proof, this is how sad everybody was that Kim Jong-il died clearly. No Asians can act. There are no exceptions.
We're back to that.
That is, come on. Jackie Chan kills it, dude.
Yeah, he
Also,
does.
research chimed in and said that Jack Ma lost more than half his wealth during that criticism of China. He was China's richest person.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I got put in his place.
That's like if somebody called for the government to cancel all of one of our billionaires' contract. Oh.
Exactly. Or maybe like denied him a contract in California because of how he posted on X. Weird.
Do you think that anyone on the left actually believed at any point that Donald Trump was a dictator? Let me ask you this. Do you think anyone on the left is afraid of being removed from social media, as you saw happen under the Biden administration? Do you generally think that anyone there is afraid? Also, do you think that Xi Jinping was testing that guy afterwards, the Jack Ma, to make sure that you like put on like, I don't know, like a Jordan Peterson jacket? Like, you like my new jacket? Do you have any improvements? Any criticism? No? Okay.
I'm not sure, Winnie the Pooh. Let me think about it.
It's a full color.
Yeah.
Do you think I need more color or less color?
I'm going for you, Don Cherry look. Huh? You like? I think you like. And by the way, Donald Trump, there was a campaign on this, and there's the winner, Nick DiPaolo. His new press secretary is getting ahead of the dictator talk by highlighting said tyranny abroad.
The president had some really harsh words for North Korea. He said no regime has oppressed its own citizens more brutally than North Korea. Why is he now downplaying North Korea's horrific atrocities?
Because you're upplaying him. I didn't know he was downplaying him. I got to be honest with you. I know I'm a spokesman, but I don't follow him around, 24/7, and I don't watch. Apparently, I can't watch all this shit. I was watching The Masked Singer. John Cena was the Masked Singer. You believe that? What was the question?
Why is he now downplaying North Korea's horrific atrocities?
I don't know that he's playing it down. We all know what North Korea stands for, and like I said, it's better to have some relationship than you got to be friends with your. Keep your enemies close, right? Keep your mother closer. What is it? Keep your friends close. You keep your enemies closer. So that's how we handle that, and why we're pretending to like that midget. You ever seen him in real life? He's the size of a Flintstone chewable.
Again, show Nick DiPaolo you love him. You can watch him today, 5 p.m. Eastern. Just click that button. Join Rumble Premium. It's the show that you will never see on late night television and shouldn't. But you can watch it here. Here's the thing. Not only is Donald Trump not a dictator, but I do, if you are going to actually make the case for fascist tendencies. When I tell you this, I mean it. All the performance art, take that out of the equation. We have had so many meetings here with lawyers, and we have had to have so many phone calls with people at Google and YouTube, and even in the past with Facebook and Twitter before Elon Musk, where we knew that we were removed. I mean, I don't know if you know that, but $3 million in annual revenue completely gone because of the Vox apocalypse was a big deal. Being completely suspended so that we could not broadcast a midterm election was a big deal. The whole reason for the transition to Rumble and Rumble Premium is out of necessity because it was a witch hunt on big tech. That's what we experienced. They created a department to enforce it under Biden-Harris. I guarantee you, the left, do you know how I know the left is not concerned about it? Because they're starting a movement about poisoning their Trump voting husbands. I don't know if we have to be careful if we do a Photoshop or a joke about someone blowing themselves up, for example, on something like that. We would have to worry on YouTube and Google, maybe not as much now, if we did a sketch about one of the Matka assailants, poisoning their husband, accidentally poisoning themselves. If we made a joke about that, we would get removed.
Yes.
If you want to talk about totalitarian, it would be funny. Let's write it down. Johnny boy.
I love it.
We've always had to tiptoe and walk around landmines. What do we have as far as proof of fascist behavior with the Biden administration? Well, you have the Twitter files where we know that the administration was colluding with big tech to censor speech, including the Hunter Biden laptop story, which was directly, it not only involved the son of the president-elect at that point, It involved his direct corrupt dealings. I don't know how much worse it gets. Joe Rogan on Spotify, you had the famous Jen Psaki press conference where she said that she was hoping Spotify would remove Rogan and would enforce misinformation over ivermectin when the administration was calling it horse paste. Remember that? No threat to CNN, who digitally altered Joe Rogan's videos and statements to try and malign him. He had the Great Barrington Declaration. Remember that? Doctors were censored for opposing COVID lockdowns and opposing the science. Remember, you were removed if you questioned the origin of the Wuhan lab, right? The virus, that maybe it didn't come from a wet market. Again, we had the Vox apocalypse like we discussed here, where if you discussed anything conservative, even if you didn't violate policies, they created entirely new policies. You had people from January 6th who, I'm not talking about people who committed vandalism or trespass, people who were invited in to the Capitol and on camera said, we have to remain peaceful, and did nothing more than take a walking tour that was availed to them in prison for months. Anyone out there afraid of that? Anyone out there genuinely? Do you think anyone on the left right now is afraid that if they post, I'm going to say tweet, but if they post on X something critical of Donald Trump, that they're going to end up in jail? Do you think there are any leftist creators right now on YouTube who are afraid of entirely losing their income, of losing their reach that they've built up? Genuine question. Is anyone out there on the left afraid of it? If so, you know what? Let's have one on. Let's have some leftists on to air their grievances. I'd like to do that the next couple of weeks. Not just anyone with a Twitter egg, but I'm not buying it. In other hard-hitting news, there's this.
Read all out it, voodoo doll. Whoopee cushion. Enter powder. Among the bizarre trash plucked from the New Jersey beaches. Also, super tan fat ladies. Extra, extra, read all about it. That's par for the course for Jersey, see? Home of the stupid sandwich. Which one? I think it's Mike. I'd rather go to Philly. Kill myself. Extra. He wants to die.
And Gerald has a point. I was just saying that jacked up machine there is smooth as butter.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
feels
good.
I lifted with him on Friday again. So no, I wanted to make a point. This highlights it completely, what they did to Donald Trump, what authoritarian regimes do with the leader. It's insane that this even happens, or the leader of the opposition, essentially. There's these videos right now that are making the rounds on X. Trump's, what he's going to do when he gets to office, that everybody thinks are new.
Right.
They're not. It was because he posted them on Rumble.
Right.
Because he was basically banned from every other platform. And this is actually positive stuff, like 10-point plans and different plans on like what he's going to do when he gets back into office that were posted a long time ago. And it's like, hey guys, these aren't new. This is just showing you what he was saying from the very beginning. And you didn't see it because they didn't want you to. He only had those out there because of Rumble. And now people are finally going back and being like, hey, look what we found. And we're like, we've been there the whole time.
Well, I don't think that people remember when you look at the Twitter files and you look at Zuckerberg, a big part of Donald Trump being deplatformed was those empowering the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Anyone think that Donald Trump is demanding Biden or Harris be removed from social media right now?
Of course not.
A genuine question. I don't. That happened.
Yeah.
The people saying that a man was a fascist, they ensured that he was removed, that he had no voice. Also, just take a moment. Do you realize, and I'm not just, when people say, I think God was with Trump when that bullet whizzed by him. Yeah, but God is with all of us every day. Let's be clear about that. But it is a miracle, and I mean a God's honest miracle, that a man whose voice was taken away from him completely,
yes,
he was removed from the digital town square, was able to not only get back into the mix, but become president again. There's nothing more evil that you can do in what is supposed to be a free constitutional republic than remove a presidential candidate's voice entirely. He didn't have a megaphone. He wasn't allowed to speak in the town square. Imagine someone in a local trying to run for mayor of a small town, not being permitted, being arrested and taken out of the town square where he can't even tell anyone directly what it is that he plans to do. Do you realize what a miracle it is that you are living right now? And I mean that, a God's honest miracle. Hit the like button if you agree. That's what sticks out to me. I thought you were about to say, oh, you were biting your nail.
That's not he wants to
I thought
talk.
you raised your hand, but you were doing
No, I was just admiring myself.
By the way, if a guy looks at his nails like this, he's gay, right?
Well, if you do this like this,
Yes. How do you do your nails? Do you
then no.
do this?
I'd probably like this. Yeah.
You do this? There's no
I
good
don't
way
think
to
I've
do
ever
it.
done that.
I've never done that.
No, that's bad.
No.
By the way, one thing I have seen too is a lot of Trump flags, a lot
Yes.
of Trump hats, a lot of MAGA, like a lot of stuff out there that people are flying. Literally, I was walking yesterday. I saw a guy with the Trump flag on a golf cart drive by, and I was just like, "Yeah, I love it." And he, I don't even know the guy. It was just like, it's just fantastic. It's a connecting point. So that's one of the reasons we have the Trump One shirt at CrowderShop.com. Go get that stuff, man. Just listen. There is no "we come to you unify." This is Trump won. He's president again. It's time to get in line. It's time to head our direction. This is the direction that the majority of the American people want to go. Can you imagine if Trump didn't have to fight the mainstream media all the way headway? He won all the swing states. He won the bellwether counties. He won the popular vote. Imagine what a landslide it really would have looked like had he not had to compete against them and the justice system.
And you know what? You're right. Not only are you right, it's a very important point. It's also what people want, even people who maybe didn't vote for him. Because think of Kamala Harris, right? She had to sort of walk back everything, where she said there would be a mandatory buyback, where she said she would ban fracking, where she did say she supported, taxpayer-funded sex changes for those in the military, for those in prison. Donald Trump, you can argue, went more to the right, more conservative in this latest election. Did Donald Trump say anything about compromising on the Second Amendment? Did he say anything about compromising the First Amendment? Did he campaign running to the center, or did he campaign on deport them? Campaign on we're going to become energy independent? In other words, he didn't say, yeah, but the environment. He said, we got to be energy independent. He didn't say, yeah, but family. He said, we got to deport them. It's a problem. It cannot work. He said, we got to look into big tech. This is not a man who had to move to the center. This is a man who that's why the left was calling him a dictator. Now, he was moving further right in the sense of saying you should have more freedoms to speak, to own firearms, to keep more of your own money.
Yeah.
That's what people voted for. That's really important. They didn't vote for what they viewed as a moderate. The American people overwhelmingly voted by every measurable metric and every demographic for someone who said, you know what? I am going to do it differently. I'm not going to engage in politics as usual. And I am going to be the most right-leaning, right-wing, if you want to use the term, president that you have seen in modern American history through his policies. There's no doubt about that. So do it. Do it.
The problem is that the media sells the right as the racists and the bigots
But it's
and
not
the
that.
bad people. That's how they sell it, though. So people go, oh, I'm not voting Republican. Trump's more moderate.
No, that's not what happened this one.
No.
That's not what happened. People said,
exactly.
all right, okay, you want to say I'm racist? A bunch of Mexican Americans said, okay. That's where we are. Miami-Dade went Trump. You have an idea?
That's insane.
You have an idea how insane the county was? People can give me the name of the county in Texas. It's 97% Latino.
I think it's Starr County.
The Starr County went Donald Trump. This is not
been over
something where people
100
go, we
years.
have a mandate, but we won because of we won in spite of politics as usual. We took a flyer on this guy. No one said he had a chance. They did everything they could to stop him. He's been saying more of what actual conservative voters have been wanting for a very, very long time. And he won in a landslide. First Republican to win by a popular vote by a significant margin since 2004. Also, before we get to how the world is changing, don't you find it funny that everyone, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, all of them won by 61 to 67 million votes, except Biden, 81 million.
Most popular president in American history, in fact.
Most popular American with the lowest approval rating when he came in and the lowest approval rating on his way out.
Also campaigned from a basement.
81 million. 81 million. They told you people just hate Trump that much.
Some doesn't
Now you
add
know
up.
it's not true because of 2024.
Something doesn't add up. I feel like they missed some of those votes in 2020. Maybe there's a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Might have been a little tough to pull in.
After you go get your shirt at CrowderShop.com, Tim, you had a really good link up down there at the bottom. So if you want to merge your Locals account with Rumble, right? So you can just watch on Rumble and you never have to worry
Your old
about
Mug Club account.
Old Mug Club account. The link on how to do that, step-by-step instructions, is in the description. I also posted that in the news feed for the community about an hour ago. So go check that out. We'll be making a video. If you have any issues, contact support. They'll help you walk through that process so that you can just watch right here on Rumble and not have to go anywhere else.
In a few months' time, certainly 1 year's time, your one-stop shop, Rumble. If you're a Rumble Premium member, you watch it ad-free, and you are going to have access to more content than you could watch.
No idea what's coming.
Yeah. So people were saying, hey, you need to start their own conservative right-wing or freedom-oriented version of YouTube. There you go. You need to start their own freedom-oriented version of like Amazon Prime, Netflix. There you go. You need to start everything. Rumble Premium, $99 a year. That is the vision. Thank you guys for making it happen.
Yes.
Here we are. Mug Club, you proved a point.
Yeah.
Here's the funny part. People are already getting in line. They're already starting to act differently across the world just with the announcement. It's like when the witch of Narnia just heard that Aslan was doing all right. She's like, what? I thought I could, little bastard. He's still around? Oh, boy. So I don't know if you know this. Donald Trump was going to be a dictator, but this is why this is so interesting as far as international diplomacy, affairs, pants crapping. He was going to cause World War III. Remember that?
But we begin tonight with the utterly dangerous words of an old man that could trigger World War III. You would think I was talking about President Joe Biden.
She has Trump
I'm
wig.
not. I'm talking about Donald Trump.
President Trump could put the nation on the path to World War III.
And the person drawing America into World War III is Donald Trump.
If Russia would start invading Europe, that would start World War III, by the way. Donald Trump is talking about that.
World War III. Let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO.
So except for the point that whether it's Russia, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's China, whether it's North Korea, the exact opposite has happened. Basically, the world right now is acting like a bunch of children, and Dad's finally home.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sir.
What kind of tricks you banging away? Boys are quick.
I'm so here.
Now, I understand that he wasn't the dad in that. He was a drunken pharmacist, but the point remains.
Yes.
I like the idea of a drunken pharmacist more.
So let's go right away. Hey, World War III. This man is going to be in Putin's pocket. Well, I don't know if you know this. He reportedly spoke with Vladimir Putin immediately and warned Putin not to escalate anything in Ukraine. And he reminded Putin of America's military presence in Europe, which basically means Kremlin, you have no power here effectively. He also spoke with Zelensky. So spoke with both of them. See how that works?
Weird.
In what was referred to as a good talk, along with Elon Musk. Zelensky then welcomed Trump's victory on X. He said, I appreciate President Trump's commitment to peace through strength approach in global affairs. This is exactly the principle that can practically bring just peace in Ukraine closer. I am hopeful that we will be put into action together. And here's the thing, too, with Russia and Ukraine. What the left was saying when they were saying Donald Trump's going to side with Russia, he's going to abandon Ukraine. What they meant to say is that this is a war that is not going to stop unless some concessions are made on both sides. And that would include Ukraine, despite the hundreds of billions of dollars that we've sent to them. And Donald Trump understands that. Therefore, World War III. That's what they meant to say.
Yeah, I mean, there was a window of time where you could, in the very beginning, have negotiated a peace that didn't include a whole bunch of land.
Right.
But now we are where we are a couple of years later. So that moment passed.
A lot of people don't realize, they just say, oh, you want Russia to win. In 2022, I believe it was March and April, there were negotiators who met in Istanbul from Ukraine and Russia, and there were some potential agreements. They said we managed to find a very real compromise. We were very close in the middle of April and the end of April to finalize our war with some peaceful settlement. I'm not saying it would have been ideal. What I am saying is there was a period of time where there could have been some kind of settlement. There is no world in which this war ends without some kind of concession. Do you guys understand that? And does that mean that you're in Putin's pocket? It doesn't make it right that Putin invaded. No, it does not. Do you want the war to continue, or do you want some kind of a compromise? All wars either end through complete, total devastation from one side, which is not going to happen here, or some kind of a compromise. Otherwise, it's perpetual war.
Makes perfect sense. And people right now that are saying that they should not have to give up any territory, okay, like you said, complete and utter destruction. That means the entire world needs to send troops to Ukraine right now, push Russia out, take away their ability to ever fight a war like that again, and be done. Are you willing to do that? No, of course you're not willing to do that. You've said the entire time that you're not willing to do that. So this is the only other option. You have to negotiate.
Yep.
Suck it up. By the way, Putin did try to get back at Donald Trump a little bit. I don't know if you saw this. He actually posted Melania's, some of her older photos from when she did some nude stuff. I'm not kidding. On state television in Russia. And I'm like, yes, posting photos of Donald Trump's super hot model wife is going to get back at him.
You think he doesn't know?
Guy.
You think it's like what?
Melania, come in here.
Can't believe it.
Are those your tits?
Krasenstein thinks that's a dunk.
It's like an own of like,
are you kidding me? That makes him look cooler.
Yeah, Trump's going to see that and go, I want to marry her again.
Yes.
I was like, this is what got me the first time.
You never told me you were a smoking hot model. Are those your tits? It better be a Photoshop.
Okay, you dunked. By the way, not to be outdone by Putin, China.
Yeah.
Xi Jinping sent Trump a congratulatory message saying that the two countries should pursue, quote, mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. Now,
you, China.
I don't know if you know this, Donald Trump threatened 60% tariffs on all Chinese goods. So I think what he really means to say, Xi Jinping, is no. Wait.
I kid.
You know, things get said, make regret. Election, win, change. Now we be friends now. And not only people who could be our enemies, but even allies. I don't know if you know this. You remember when NATO people started spending their fair share?
Yeah, it's weird.
Taiwan is now considering a massive arms purchase to show Donald Trump that they're serious about their own defense.
Good.
In other words, hey, we're your allies, but you can't just expect us to foot the bill. You can't just expect it. You can't just be in charge of chips, right, in these sets out there, which makes it hard for us to be competitive as Americans. And really, you only can kind of do that under the umbrella of protection that we step up should you need help. Kind of like NATO. Hey, hold on a second. All these countries, you can just have socialized healthcare and internet as a human right in these nations and give people free stuff, but you're not even spending a third of your agreement to NATO as GDP. You got to start paying something fair. Even our allies are saying, okay, it's time to actually start honoring our friendship. So you have enemies who want to open communication and allies saying, we're sorry that we've kind of been screwing you for a while, because that's what's been happening to the United States. That's what MAGA is. Having some pride in your nation again. The Middle East, Qatar told Hamas that they're no longer welcome in the country.
An eviction notice. One for Joe and for one for Hamas.
Like, look, we get it. You have to lay low. Why am I talking like Russian?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
No, I don't know.
Look, you have to lay low. Okay, we get it. We're sorry. All these things, the pagers are fine. We know you had a rough year, but what we're saying is we have to save the friendship.
We have a new lease.
That's right. So we cannot be seen with you. You understand?
You went back to Russian.
Yes,
that was my fault.
I have no idea why. It was your problem.
It was my fault. I did it.
And sir, I think I said North Korea earlier because we were talking about, but South Korea, actually, the president there, this is funny. For the first time in 8 years, started practicing golf again. In case one of those comes from Yahoo, President Yoon was advised by those around him to prepare for golf diplomacy.
That's hilarious.
Fantastic.
Think about that for a second. The president of South, this is an ally who's like, all right, okay, I want to play golf because if your friend, you care about what your friend care about.
Right.
He cares about golf. I play golf. Like it's a small thing, but it's no small thing. 8 years. Do you have any idea what would be required for me to even begin thinking about learning golf? I don't know that it can be done. All that needed to change was the tone. Look, tone matters. Yeah. You know this when you've played any sport, especially in hockey. In hockey, you used to have your coach say, go out there, take out their toughest guy, set the tone. This is a tough team. This is a really tough team. Let them know you're not going to be pushed around. And guess what? That sets the tone for the rest of the game. You had that in football, I'm sure, right, Gerald? When you were playing football, your coach saying, hey, you gotta rub somebody up.
You got to go out and you got to hit somebody, man. Yeah. You got to go out and you got to take out one of these guys. So, I mean, I definitely understand that principle. I was reading a note about Iran. And I think it's basically like, hey, it wasn't us. We weren't trying to assassinate you, I promise. Right? There was a tweet after made a statement.
That's a
it's a long statement. Yes. I couldn't get through all of it here, but we'll post it up for you guys to read. Maybe we'll do it in Mug Club. But Iran is not after nuclear weapons. I promise. Like, we're gonna be good friends. It's like everybody's just like snapping to right now.
And we'll compare this to Biden's last 4 years, but obviously Donald Trump is already busy getting a lot of calls. And you know what? Sometimes you have to find new efficiency protocols.
Yeah.
When you're finding yourself in a position overloaded with these calls in this instance, in order to deal with them.
Hello, you've reached President-elect Donald J. Trump. Sorry I missed you. I've been tending to a lot of business. If this is England, I'll call you back. How's July 4th look for you? If this is Lebanon, check your pager. We'll see how it goes. If this is China, send me a TikTok about it. If this is Canada, hang up. P.S. If this is Austin, I still love you. Has anyone seen my lighter?
He still uses the cassette
He does.
Answering machine.
Well,
It's a
because then you
throwback.
can go back. You
Yeah,
can look
yeah,
at it. You
go
can
back.
rehear it. You don't have to worry about accidentally deleting.
No one leaves voicemails anymore unless it's like a pharmacy or a bank notification. I never get voicemails.
That's true.
Makes me sad.
I've been leaving you voicemails.
By the way,
I think you might have
But
forgotten.
you've been
your
leaving it as
thing.
Mr. Walgreens. That's where it's confusing.
Well, that's my phone character.
So CNN, and I don't know why that. Maybe this makes me a bad person. So obviously they're doing the
Yes.
wreath at Arlington. That's great. I'm fully in support of everybody who's standing there. But I don't. Some there's little joy sparks in me right now that seeing Kamala Harris have to stand there subordinate to Joe Biden and knowing that's as far as she's ever going to get.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't be doing that. I'm not going to politicize the Arlington, but I'm just like, just
too late.
That
Just did.
We didn't politicize Arlington. He's talking about Kamala Harris.
I'm seeing her standing there. Period. Wherever she is now, I know it's like, ha ha ha.
Gerald would like to
3 months.
would like to wish you all a happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
Yes, he would. I guarantee you that he is hanging that over her head right now. Like,
oh yeah.
Stand right next to me. Don't move a muscle. You didn't listen to me last time, bitch. How'd that work out?
Especially
Would you like to
'cause
lay the wreath?
Oh no, that's my job.
That's my job. I'm president. Yeah. Something you'll never be.
Just wait till she has to certify the election.
Oh, I
That's
know
gonna
that
be
day.
great.
How much you want to bet when she had to walk back into the West Wing, he was sitting on his big presidential chair. Surprise!
I voted Trump.
He's got a box full of like Vistaprint business cards that say President Harris. He's like, sorry.
Throws him in the fireplace. Oh no.
And you see all these changes just taking place as far as atonement. Let's contrast that to Biden for 4 years, the man who wasn't going to start World War III. Hundreds of billions of dollars in sanction relief to Iran. We had the October 7th attack from Hamas in contrast to the Abraham Accords. You had the Houthi attacking the shipping in the Red Sea. You had Biden approving Nord Stream 2 while canceling the Keystone XL pipeline, increasing our dependence on foreign oil and obviously our dependence on Russia to whatever degree. You had Russia's invasion of Ukraine. You had China expanding in the Western Pacific, including the encircling of Taiwan and ramming ships from the Philippines. Just think about all that. And now we're supposed to believe that Donald Trump would be World War III. Hey, as far as international policy gets or goes, how much worse could it get? Right? In other words, you just fast forward, you just play this out a little bit. All of a sudden, the alliances that no one thought would happen initially, though we predicted it, was China and Russia and America's adversaries feeling emboldened and Iran entering into the mix. You saw all of the signs that could possibly be displayed, letting you know that America was losing its grip on keeping foreign adversaries in line. And now all of a sudden they want to make some phone calls. It's a good day. You know what? You guys got to celebrate the wins.
Absolutely.
Work still continues, but
you know what? If Trump's getting these calls from these people saying these things, like, show me you mean it.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't like that? Okay, show me you mean it.
Right.
You know, the last president didn't say anything other than don't, which never worked, right?
God,
The last
what a
vice president,
plan.
Don't. Okay, fine. Everybody did. That's a problem. Donald Trump should be on the phone like, show me you love me.
Right. No.
Prove it.
Get on your knees and tell me you love me.
Get on your knees.
You got to do better than that.
Come on, Putin.
You know what? I believe you. But my tariff gun don't.
Tariff.
He would say it too.
Yeah.
Tariff.
Super tariff.
60, 20, 40. Oh no. So click that button right now to also join Rumble Premium. We're going to be playing bad movie lines today, which we never play, of course, here on, when we're still simulcasting on YouTube. Though YouTube is becoming less and less relevant.
Yes.
Before that, though, we are going to watch, and they're doing this to bother me.
Just to piss you off, really.
Because this is the 8th installment.
Is it really 8th?
The 8th installment.
Well, it says final.
Of Mission Impossible. Yeah, they've said that many times.
Yeah, that means there's 10 more to go.
That's just to give you like some hope.
Hey, over under on whether Tom Cruise runs in this.
He does his own running, I heard.
I watched I kind of checked out, and then I watched the last one because I don't know. Someone wanted. I don't know why I ended up watching it, but I was watching it, and they were like, "Kittredge may not be on the up," and I'm like, "Kittredge is still. He screwed you in the first movie. You guys are still working with Kittredge? How did this go on for 7 films?
Either this mission is truly impossible,
yeah,
and it's an 8-movie saga,
yeah,
or this mission is entirely possible.
Yes, exactly.
And they've taken way too long to accomplish it.
It's just mission hard.
I'm
not
starting to think these missions are kind of possible.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Dude, I played Mission Impossible games at church camp when I was like 10.
Yeah. Well,
I'm 35. That's too long for a series to be going.
By the way, do you remember Mission Impossible on Nintendo 64? That game actually was impossible.
Well, it lived up to the name.
It was one of the most difficult, tedious games you've ever played in your life.
I got
People
the
up there,
code.
you must remember it.
I got the code for you.
You got the code?
Up, up, down, down, left, right, Y, X, Y, X,
Contra, what are you
Oh.
talking about?
No Konami.
When you do it the right combination, Tom Cruise smacks the shit out of
But are you-
Katie Holmes.
Didn't he play Odd Job in GoldenEye?
So let's watch this preview. And you know what? Hey, it could be better than what I'm expecting. This is the what's it called? The final
Final reckoning.
Mission Impossible, the final Ghost Protocol reckoning again tomorrow. Whatever. Snow dogs, airplanes, cars.
Our lives are not defined by any one action.
They're defined. Who's running? By my 40-yard dash.
Are some of our choices.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
More running. More running.
1969. Now it's time for new, believable people, and we must do it. If we don't control insiders, this will be over and over. To lead, fight, and any big fat love, find common ground. To all the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground. To all the spread of lies. Any America first. America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead, fight, and any insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow.
Friends don't play.
Up in my head this Friday. I woke up at this no. I woke up in my head this Friday. I woke up at this no. The Demogorgon's not all. I know what I could. The Demogorgon's not good. Oh, you knew the Demogorgon's not all. You know what I could. I know what once you hear. Just because someone's in the Death Star doesn't make them just ignore. Someone's in the Death Star. Hey, just because someone's in the Death Star doesn't make them just ignore. Someone's in the Death Star. Find him, call me back like there's something wrong. Find him, call his name. Hey, find him, call me back like there's something wrong. Find him, someone's in the Death Star. I woke up in my head this Friday. I woke up at this no. I woke up in my head this Friday. I woke up at this no. The Demogorgon's not all. I know what I could. The Demogorgon's not all. Good. Oh, you knew the Demogorgon's not all. You know what I could. I know what once you heard. Just because someone's in the Death Star doesn't make them just ignore. Someone's in the Death Star. Hey, just because someone's in the Death Star doesn't make them just ignore. Someone's in the Death Star. Find him, call me back like there's something wrong. Find him, call
Viewer discretion is advised.
Bad girls, what you want? What you want? What you want me to do? When they stop for you. Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad girls, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Feminist Cops is filmed on location with the brave, strong women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
One officer down, former assistant Bay, requesting backup. Going to perform a tactical reload. Second.
Bad girls.